and welcome back to another Bestestimes Reborn YouTube video. I'm your host Brad. It is currently 5:43 AM, 26th of October 2025. This video is trying to walk mainly on footpaths and slash bike paths, or bike paths slash footpaths, for as long as I can, or as much as I can. So we'll see how we go with that. And the current temperature is 19.9 degrees Celsius, feels like 22.3, 99% humidity, 0 millimeters of rain since 9 AM yesterday. Starting at Wright Street at Gundy Bend, right near the Gundy State School. You can see the Gundy State School down there. So let's get started. Get the tracking started for the distance. It's also now linked to Strava, so we can get more information. So any distances you hear during this video on my watch will be the distance I've walked during this video. Usually it's from home, but in this type of video I want to see the exact distance during the walk. Also recorded through the watch, the distance from home to here for my own personal reference to have a look back. There's a white cat. So this is Maple Street at Gundy Bend. We're going to turn left, go into Blackwood Street. So we're going to stick to bike paths, footpaths as much as possible. Now the ones that are both, not just your standard footpath. So we'll backtrack over a little bit of what I did last time in part one. There's Laurie Street just there, Beach Street down there further on the left, and on the right straight ahead Bachelor Street, and then all the way down to Oak Street. There's Cedar Street after Beach Street on the other side of the road. Okay, so let's cross over Beach Street. Do the best we can. We're not going to be walking overly slow. It's all about what sort of distance I can get while sticking to mainly bike and footpaths. Just like last time. So we'll end up down Station Street, Tramway Street, all that, because there's no other way to do it. And instead of going around the sports ground like we normally would, we'll go around the actual bend, not far from the PCYC, and go up over the hill. And such, so turn into Ash Street. We'll go right into Ash Street, ASH. So we get up the end here. Still having the heat waves and that, so my goal is to finish by 8 o'clock. This might end up having to be a part 1, part 2, part 3. Depends on what the editing software can handle. So there's the Bruce Highway. Over there's a lot of clouds around. It's not supposed to rain until Monday or Tuesday, but we'll see. Just going by the Bureau Meteorology app, that is. It's your random public phone, one of the ones with the USB. It's got USB Type A and Type C, I think. Just have a quick gander, which means look. Have a look. Yeah, USB charger, one device at a time. It's a Type A and a Type C. Is that of interest? I don't think they'd be fast USBs, so you'd be standing there a while to use it. There's a Beach Street over there. We're on Ash now. where the house is with the solar panels is on the corner of Beach and Ash. Cross over Ash onto the bike track, back onto the bike track, and we'll head around the bend and then up past the PCYC showgrounds, over the hill, past Moriarty Street and such. Stick at my normal get out of the heat, get out of the rain sort of walking pace that I do. Some parts I might slow down so I don't run out of energy. It may end up being around 20 kilometres, we'll see how much I can handle before it gets too hot. So, walking around Gundy Bend, the actual bend. And so I'll show signage, there's no date or anything on it yet for next year. Innisfail Turf Club next race meet here October 18th, which is already gone. It's going to say school signage. Inquire now to enrol. 78 Maple Street. I'll get a couple of photos to put on the end of the video from around here and of the cloud formations and all that. While we're here looking up over the hill and such, or towards the hill. Yeah, there's clouds basically all the way around, sort of on the horizon and up and straight ahead, so if it starts pouring rain, of course we've got to stop. This camera's not water resistant. I wish it was. I'm hoping the next version's water resistant. They bring out a water resistant microphone for this. Wireless mic would be great. Yeah, well, water resistant wireless mic. So the sun's going to come through the clouds just over there, above it, eventually, which will look pretty cool. Hopefully we can see it from wherever we are when that happens. I think it's very close to coming above it with the clouds shortly, so it's the old Spa supermarket, which before that was IGA. You can see the lychees, however you say it, IGA, and you can see from the Spa signage down the side. Pity no one took that over and started it up again as another supermarket. Would have been good to see another IGA or Spa there. Keep it running for the next 20 years. Be great. Anyway, it's Palmerston Drive. It's classed as that. Palmerston Highway is where you turn off to go up to the Atherton Tablelands. It's PCYC. We'll show a bit on the way. The different places along the way. Nice flowers. I took photos of these earlier on the way out. These ones are different. Are they weeds growing through, or are they actual flowers, these extra ones? Some white ones. Yeah, I showed these. Well, took photos of these on the way past before. The signage at the PCYC. Some of them are getting a little run down. Just to be replaced. You notice it at night when the lights are shining on it. So we're now in Gundy Hill. If I was wondering, just stumbled across this video. This is in Innisfail, Queensland, Australia, approximately an hour south of Cairns, 3 hours north of Townsville. It doesn't include if you stop for fuel and rest stops and whatever. Just showgrounds to my right, Palmerston Drive, Bruce Highway to my left, and junk old Toyota over there. All the leaves are the majority of the leaves have fallen off these trees, and they'll be all crunchy. Maybe not this hour of the morning when there's a bit of dew and stuff. Oh, Yeah, they're quite crunchy. Shout out to young mate if you do get to watch these videos. If you think to, and you know what I'm talking about. Are they crunchy? Are they not? Then you know it's you I'm talking about. Need pigeons. Still getting close to the main entrance of the showgrounds. We'll quickly show that on the way past. There's a lot of birds' nests along here on the ground. I noticed on the way out here, there was a few. Oh. Wonder why there's so many on the ground. There's about 4 of them that I could tell. Evolution Street across there to my left. Beck and Joe's Coffee, Donuts and More across there. Corner Evolution, Palmerston Drive. The old 80s style glass bricks. Hopefully they keep that there, it's all part of history. Looks cool. Oh, with that light in during the day. So they do Taekwondo or whatever it is there. Sun starts to shine above the clouds, which is hard to see because of the palm trees at the golf course. There's a mural at the showgrounds which I wish they'd get fixed up. It was painted in 1999, it says it on there. There's the entrance, main entrance to the showgrounds. Innisfail Golf Club, their car park and clubhouse. That's why I'm pulling over, but no indicator. It's not very smart. Should at least have their indicator on so people know. There's mobile windscreens and tinting. We won't point out every single place, but yeah. Moriarty Street, one that goes beside the golf course. See the sun coming above the clouds. Over there. Inside there. Putting a fence over here. It's probably a good idea being on the highway. Anyway, we'll continue to go over Gundy Hill and we'll turn right into Station Street when we get up there. Done just over a kilometre already. And it's been 12 minutes. This is my normal walking speed when I'm not doing video. Like I said earlier, so I can get out of the heat, get home, or get into town, or get out of the rain, that sort of walk. The watch often says it's like 5 kilometres an hour, 5 to 7 kilometres an hour. Even Strava said that the other day. So it's a plus. There's Gundy Hill Hotel, bar, family barber shop, and Jasmine Thai massage. The amp hole and stuff down there. Do some more video when they finally put the signage on the outside of the Gundy Hill pub and some video and photos. Railway crossing. Gundy Hill Railway crossing there. Passenger trains and goods trains and such. Not cane trains. Of course we might stop off and buy a drink somewhere along the way, maybe at the BP. See how we feel by the time we get there. But I think I might have to. So that'll be the one deviation. Maybe not, because we end up having to go behind that area. Anyway, let's go right down here, Station Street. There's this sun starting to come through above the clouds. We'll get a photo of that to put on the video. Be able to see it. It's coming up and up and up. If we can see it a bit later, we'll capture it as much as possible. Any photos that I take that work out, that are clear, because the lighting's not the best, I'll put on the end of the video, as always. Like I said, I won't mention every single business along the way, but we'll mention what we can. Caravan Cooling Co. Used to be JC Customs. And before that, Van Rich Home Improvement. It might have been something else in between that I forget, but there's the sun coming through. Hopefully it shows up nice and clear. We'll try and get a photo as well on the phone. Quite nice. Sorry that the camera tends to drift when I'm using the phone. When I'm holding the phone, and so I've got both cameras going. Tends to do that. Anyway, there's your railway to my right, the railway station up there. This is where the Railway Institute, their clubhouse, used to be, on this sort of flatter area here. You can see their old little bridge thing back there. It was sort of, well, it's all flat there. That's where they had it. Like I always say, sorry about the runny nose. Might let the council know about this. Has been here too long now, this rubbish. Let them know on the Sepand TTC app. You know, they should drive around and see this stuff. Get some closer stuff so they can see it better. Try to get a landmark or something in the shot so you can see, well, the sun's right out now. You know, something close that they can see where this actually is. Let's have a look. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. Well, it's abandoned trolley as well. Rubbish and bins. Dump the rubbish.
Hey.
And now it's getting quite warm. So that's sent. It's always good to let the council know. Yeah, we may not be able to get the whole video that I'd like to get done, but golden hour showing to the railway. Always like the orange of the golden hour, but the sun getting above the clouds has made it 10 times hotter than it was. Probably start seeing some exercise walkers once we get closer to town. You don't really see them here at this hour, but you see them a bit later. Short street through there down to Castlereagh Street. So we're heading up to Tramway Street where we went last time with part one. There was another way to avoid it if I wanted to follow the bike tracks / walking tracks. There was a lot of birds in this tree last time. If you remember the video, it was later, a little bit later in the day. But then there's a bloody wagtail just here. Just for a while. Plover up here. You got Station Street to my left and a drain, and to my right's the railway. The railway. right yard, whatever you want to call it. Lynn fox, or lion fox. I think it's Lynn fox. Not too sure. We'll be able to see if some of these things have been cut back in certain places that I let them know last time. Yeah. On Snapsense, they'll let you know when they see it. And the council sees it, or someone from the council. You can sort of nudge them on there too. If nothing's happened and you see that nothing's been done, you can, yeah, sort of a way of tapping them on the shoulder, like, come on. And it just sends them another notification, I guess, telling to them. I tell to you, that's off. If you've ever seen Kim's Convenience, the Canadian Korean drama, or comedy also, it was filmed in Toronto, in Canada. Mr. Kim talks like that. I tell to you, I can't do his accent, but I tell to you, in reality, that guy doesn't have an accent. Forget his real name. But you see him on his own YouTube channel and that, and there's no accent. So he's a pretty good actor, putting on that accent. That's the old Timothy Seafood. Before that, Melinda Milk Factory. So this is still Station Street down there, but we're on Tramway Street now. So we'll continue down Tramway Street. Do a bit of a 360 pan. Turn the camera back around and up the daisies. Now you can't walk on this part, it's easy because there's all the stuff in the way, like I showed in the first video. But if you haven't seen part one, have a look, see what I'm talking about. There's Kun steel fabrication. It's often hard to show when they're open, so you can show it now as we go past. Yeah, Kun steel, K-U-H-N. I've only ever heard someone say it like once. A friend of mine picked me up one day when I was walking along here. At night, actually, years and years ago, probably about 15 years ago, and he said Kun steel. So, it's your MLC motors. Another place we don't get to show much because it's usually open. That's the one that was built for something else and then was just vacant for years, not finished. And then the slot took it over and finished it. This is Castleberry Street. It comes out the old Grundy Hill Bakery, TJ's Diner. West Highway, Edith Street. Nice flowers on there. They're a bit better when they're a bit more newer. It's like they're about to finish blossoming and fall off. Like these ones here. A lot of birds in the trees along here. We're not far away from Kookaburra Place. So we've got Tramway Street to my left. Ned Maxwell Park to my right. And some plovers, which you always got to be wary of because they do like to swoop. Ned Maxwell Park. They can be as bad as magpies at times. The tropical trees. This is in the they class as the wet tropics. The Cassowary Coast Regional Council area. Local government area, LGA, and all these other buzzwords they like to say nowadays that were never a thing back in the day. Yeah, this tree here is often blossoming really nice, but it's not this time of the year. It's still not nice to walk on. Really needs to be cleaned. So we've got Kookaburra close to my right now. Once we get around this corner, Finnished right here, over there, sort of in line with the tank. So I've done nearly 2 kilometres, 1.95. A lot of parrots and that around apparently. Hopefully this video is nice and clear, just the lighting makes it a little harder. If the battery runs out on the camera, then I'll have to stop. And that'll be the end of the video.
Total 2 kilometers, 23 minutes 53 seconds, 2,810 steps. Heart rate 132 beats per minute.
Yeah, so this is not the nicest part to walk, but we do what we can. See if they've painted over the graffiti down here. People are just going to keep graffitiing it, but what can you do? Yeah, just could do with a really good clean here. Leaf flow regularly. Good pressure wash and then leaf blowing would be great. You see the graffiti's here, the 2 storm drain things are open over there. If you remember that from the last video. And the graffiti's still there. There's extra graffiti now. But we won't show the other because it's got swearing on it. But it's still there. It's where they covered over the graffiti last time. I think people think they're smart doing that. Especially once the council's covered it up, they go over it again, the graffiti. It's not as bad as it was before. There's no need for it. But anyway, let's continue along our Mary way instead of Mary. M-A-R-Y. Mary. Or Mary. Mary. But anyway, getting the long shadows from the golden hour coming through on the grass up there. On the pathway. Always looks nice. Hopefully it shows up nicely in the video. Yes, video. I knew a guy who said that, used to say that back in the day. He probably still does. Are you doing some videos? Ah. Oh, I keep wanting to go into that stereotypical person who talks about me when I'm near, like I can't hear. Oh, look, Margie. Hey, he's got a camera. Well, I do hear people talk like that. I wonder what he's up to. Has he taken some photographs there, Margie? Oh. Anyway, there's a laundromat over there. You may not be able to see it because of the sun being very intense. And I'm ridiculously covered in sunscreen, if you're wondering. Oh yeah. Especially with a heat wave. I am normally anyway, but I'm trying out a new sun cream. It seems to be working a lot better than the old one. It's a Nivea branded one now, the 50 plus. The old one was the Surf Life Saving spray. Their one, 50 plus. It didn't work as good. It was alright. I probably would have been a lot more sunburnt without it, but it wasn't great. Bamboo Creek through there. Did see in one of my Innisfail's beauty videos. I'll show you through there. There's Lily Street, which heads down to BP, KFC and the Crown Hotel, and all the way down to Food Emporium and Owen Street. You go across Gladys Street, Ernest Street, then Owen Street, down there. But anyway, spiderwebs. So seemingly no one's walked in this exact spot this morning because you end up with spiderwebs, which is no fun. As long as there's no spiders, it's not as bad. It's not great, but it's not as bad. Yeah, we'll go down. Oh, we won't be going down McGowan Drive today because I'm going to go a different way. So I'm not recreating the exact same video from last time. So we get to see if they've cut back the trees back there, unless we can see them from the highway. I want to head out over Bamboo Creek and out on River Avenue, Coronation, Geraldton Bridge. Not Geraldton, sorry, the Centenary Bridge. And such. And then over the Jubilee and back into town. Yeah, I don't think there's a dog here anymore, unless it wasn't here the other day. So, yeah, just so you don't get a fright. Just expect there, like they can't get out. It's a high fence and everything, which is offensive. No, I have to find the words. But and these trees here will be tremendous, terrific. Oh, they're branching out in life. Leave it alone, leave it alone. And such as Kmart. This is ye old Gladys Street. Just here, there's a bit of a lip if you're coming along on a mobility scooter or anything like that, wheelchair, push bike. Yeah, be careful there. It's a bit rough. Oh, those trolleys are gone that were here last time. Well, we got someone with the, I think it was 2 10-cent pieces squashed in it. When I watched it back later, noticed that. So this is a Sunday, if you're wondering too. I forgot to say that. Oh yeah, it's a Sunday. Sunday morning. Of the bird's nest. Alright. Coming up on the mirror at the Cassowary Coast Regional Council Employees Car Park. So we'll quickly show that. That Quigley is a reference that a friend of mine would know. That's why I say Quigley instead of quickly at times. So we're in Clare Street now. Clare Street's where the address is for Kmart, Subway and Domino's. Domino's Pizza and Subway restaurant. Straight across the end of the street, it's the old Roscoe's Pizza and Italian restaurant, which I think was a much better location. Easier for tour buses and that to stop. Maybe it just got too much for them. I don't know. Don't know why that would move from there. Somebody walking a dog. Domino's rubbish around. 6:18 a.m. now. So we're going to go right into the Bruce Highway. This might still be classed as Ernest Street, this part. Kmart signage and that. Backpacker Shack, the old Roscoe's and Hogan and Associates, accountants. It's there. So we're heading out to the Bamboo Creek Bridge. It's the next thing. Can't really see over there because of the sun whether they've cut back that stuff that I mentioned the other day. Probably not, but give me a chance. I was over that way, McGowan Drive. Town pools that way, Challow housing. And another way to get to Woolworths and such. So we'll stick to the side of the pathway, just in case a cyclist or someone comes along. Or a scooterist. A lot of them don't ring their bell. Some do. And I appreciate it when they do. If you come up behind somebody on a scooter or a push bike, please ring your bell before you give them a chance, you know, so they don't step out in front of you. They might try and go around something and step out. And they'll be colliding. A collision. It's a big roundabout. A lot of people call it the Kmart roundabout. Well, I've heard people say it. It's the one near Kmart. Oh, pardon me. Peewee up here. It's black and white bird. It sort of looks like a magpie. A lot nicer birds. When they're not nesting, they're lovely birds.
3 kilometers, 34 minutes, 56 seconds, 4,092 steps. Heart rate 120
There you go.
beats per minute.
This is your Bamboo Creek bridges. The pedestrian bridge and the one for the traffic. Yeah, that's a sign you don't see much anymore, the end of Innisfail traffic area. There used to be one at Gundy Hill. There used to be one on the way out to Sundown. And there's probably more of them around, but that's what I remember. Bamboo Creek. Show that a little bit on our way through. Little birdies here. Are they little pigeons or? Can't tell. Look behind to see if there's anyone coming. Yeah, there's floods when there's flood situations. It's up pretty high now with the probably a high tide. There's that someone up here parked on the actual footpath, partially. And it annoys me when people do that. It makes it hard for people on mobility scooters and wheelchairs and crutches and whatever to go along. Because you got to go out on the grass where it's unstable a lot of the time. It's probably the police. I don't know. We'll find out when we get up closer to it. It just frustrates me how people do it. When there's all the grass they could park on. Yeah, I'd say it's 90% on the road. I mean on the pathway. the Innisfail Cemetery in the corner of Scullin Avenue and the Bruce Highway. The Endeavour Foundation, one of the Endeavour Foundation buildings that I don't think it's used anymore. I can't remember the old name for it. It was a different name for it in the 90s. Yeah, I don't know what these people are doing here. So just a standard number plate. Oh no, it smells just here. I didn't know. I don't know what the go is. I think it's been dumped there. It's got a flat tyre. Hopefully it's not someone's pride and joy being left there. Stolen or whatever. There's your Scullin Avenue up there, where that bus is. We'll cross over here, where it's a little bit easier because you can get into the middle. There's not much traffic this hour of the day. It's another reason why I do this hour of the day. A little bit cooler, a bit nicer. I might mosey on over here though. Take a slight break to clear out the old snoz, as they say. Clear out my nose. And we'll still be on tracks and that. There used to be fitness equipment over there that's gone. This is Hadwell Park. We'll quickly show the sign. Hadwell Park. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I'll be parked through here. Okay, we're back after that. Continuing along River Avenue. Getting close to where the start of River Avenue is. Unless this part's classed as River Avenue. It's where there's often people selling vegetables, fruit, things like that, stores. Cane Cutaway Tourist Drive, length 52 kilometres. Follow the cane cutter sign. The camera drifted up then, which is very annoying, but part of life. Little butterfly on there. Hopefully it captures it. You can see the butterfly. If I'm a bit quiet, it might actually come back. A lot of parrots in the trees. And a butterfly. Come towards me then, I don't know. Hopefully that showed up. We haven't got all day, so we'll just get a quick photo or three and then continue along. Anyway, let's mosey on along. Continue on our way, on our merry way. There's your CMCA RV Park, join Australia's largest RV club. I don't know how many of these there are around. in different places. Private property, non-members welcome. Huh. Didn't know there was non-members welcome. Thought it was you had to be a member to stay there. You know, the nearest bin is probably all the way back into town for me to put my tissues in the bin. That's crazy. There used to be a bin back there, but yeah, it's long gone. Look back here where the nice shadows are showing. Beautiful scene. We should get another photo. Yes, I do like taking photos as well. We like to show the beauty around us. Oh, there's a Penrite truck up here. Penrite. These are the Innisfail cultural complexes. Like the Gem Society, the Gem Club, the Choral Society, Innisfail Lioness Club, and the theatre group. And there's a meeting room, air-conditioned meeting room. And then the Con Theatre Visual and Performing Arts Centre. We used to just call it the Con Theatre. Just got written on there. Yeah, the Con Theatre. The Penrite truck for those interested. Local and interstate transport. Australian flag on it. There's a cultural complex signage there. Got local bananas for sale over there. I assume people are living in that old. It was a pool shop. It was the NQ plant shop or plant shop NQ, whatever, for a while. So they want to put something over there. Champions real estate. Sign over there. Some estate. The River Drive Caravan Park. Eslick Street. Remember Mrs. Galea had a cafe there many moons ago. But here's the River Drive Caravan Park sign. It's been cleaned away finally. So it's usually quite horrible here. Another truck pulling over. Yeah, this says River Avenue. The bus stop sign, which is very dirty and mouldy and hard to read. I don't know if the buses come along here anymore. Some of the bus stops don't get used anymore. Like the one near Domino's Pizza. It's Ida Street over there, where the mini storage is. I'm coming up. One of the first people to actually pass me today. I think, unless they cross over. Of course, people have got to graffiti the light there. They should put the cages around them, around the light, so they don't get broken. It sort of look like security screens. Just the cage part, not the actual screen, just the security part. There's another couple of people. So I might end up with 3 people going past. Wow. There's a River Drive van park. Used to have a really nice entrance with nice lighting. Fake palm tree lighting and all that. Yeah, it was really nice. But that's long gone. Random public phone. I keep wanting to say payphone, but they're not really payphone unless you're calling international now. Stitch Street, way down to Tropical Coast Palms, and the Ram Recreational Centre, and there's a gym down there. I forget the name of the gym, so come on in. The people, that's the first person. Wow. It's getting very sweaty hot. Good morning. There's a childcare centre down there as well. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know the name of the gym. Feel free to put it in the description. I should know. Store? I'm not too sure. I'm not going over to read it. I've already walked nearly 4 kilometres, so there's Stitt Street. You get out in there to go to those places. "48 minutes. The recording of the tracking and that stops when I have a rest. So it doesn't include rest times. Oh, I only stopped for about a minute to blow my nose just before. So that's it. There's someone else coming along. So that'll be the 4th person. Yeah, well, there you go. So, yeah, it's getting a bit later. That's why it's 6:36 a.m. Yeah, it's going to be bedlam in summer. Morning. So Wangi and South Johnson, Tully Townsville signage, Paranola. So I guess instead of turning at the lights, just keep going and get to Wangi and South Johnson, Paranola Park, places like that. Mina Creek. Mina Creek's where Paranola Park is. If you're looking on GPS. It's down to rubbish just here.
49 minutes, 9 seconds. 5,490 steps.
Yeah, this is a bit.
Heart rate 133
Needs fixing. There's another 2 people. Not going to count them all horses. Yeah. Overgrown vegetation. The council know. Another 2 people coming. Where is it? Overgrown vegetation. Always nice to let them know. The other way, there's 2 women, and face the camera the other way. Good morning. Mosey on along here. Traffic lights over there. Palm prawns over here. And a random pathway up to the traffic lights. I remember I was recording along here when they were doing all this. There's a video somewhere out there on my YouTube showing that. Probably a River Avenue video. Or something like that. Someone else. Further up. Yeah, I shouldn't have to walk kilometre upon kilometre just to find a bin. I'm not going to dump it on the ground or anything, of course. I'm not that kind of person, but you know, there's River Avenue over there. Thing go along here. These chairs and tables are usually filthy and often covered in green ants. So you sit there and the green ants in minutes or in seconds on you. So turn the camera the other way. Out of respect as always. Good morning. That's how some people look at you like you've got 3 heads. And you're speaking another language and I'm juggling fire and all that. Yeah. Oh, I think if someone's good enough to say good morning to you, at least say it back, instead of just looking at them like that. Don't think you're better than other people just because, I don't know, not necessarily her, but other people. Because you got money or you don't understand what the person's doing. Like I said in one of my other videos, you know, if you don't understand what the person's doing, ask nicely, really nicely, or just be happy they found something that they like doing that gets them out and about, like what I'm doing. I mean, I'm not into fishing, not into football, cricket, anything like that, but I'm not against people who like it. Good on them, you know. Just help support people that are giving it a go, doing what they're doing, like what I'm doing. And that, you know, it's good for my health to be out doing this as well. Good for history, good for all that. But there's 3 people coming up. But yeah, always show respect. Always have manners when I'm doing my videos and all that, and I do anyway in life. It's one thing I fully believe in, manners and respect. Another reason why I turn the camera away when I get sort of close to people. It's nice to show that there's people using tracks and all this. Like, I'd love to see nice lighting along here, like they've got over Coronation Drive. I mean, I'd love this pathway to go all the way out to Wangan and all that. That would be great, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. That would cost a fortune to move out of the way of these people. But there's another person further down. Well, getting busier as the time progresses. Turn the camera around shortly, away from them, out of respect. Like we always do. Morning. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, darling. Yeah. They were sort of in their own world having a big old chat. No, I just think it's manners. You know, if someone's good enough to say good morning to you or good afternoon or whatever, yeah, say it back. No, try to create a positive atmosphere in life as much as possible. You know, we're all out giving it a go. But yeah, definitely show support to people out giving it a go. You know, for whatever reason. Things that are legal, of course. Morning. Give me a nod. I appreciate that. But yeah, always show respect. If you start doing videos like this, always show respect. Don't get in the way of people, you know. Don't record right up to people and all this, unless you've got permission, of course. So, we'll mosey on across up here to our right. And we'll go up over the Centenary Bridge. Keep on to call it Geraldton Bridge, but I know it's Centenary. For some reason, my mind just says that it's the other. Oh, there's across. It's a nice shot there. Across to the Johnston River. Someone coming up behind me, walking. That was nice to get out and do these walks and stuff. If you're just starting off doing walks though, and you're not used to doing long walks, especially in the humidity and all that we get here, don't push it too far. Go like half a kilometre for a few weeks, then do the kilometre, and then so on like that. Some green ants on the ground just there. Back down towards town, towards Stitch Street. I'm surprised this sign's still here. Well, it surprises me. It's Cowboys Avenue that someone put there because they like the North Queensland Cowboys NRL team, rugby league. That's what's big in Australia the most. I'm into the National Basketball League, Australian basketball. I like the NBA, but the NBL is my thing. Canes type hands. Yep. Someone sitting in the window back there. I always see people aren't fully parked on the footpath, you can get around it. Always a plus. Woodcraft Gallery open. Don't know if they still use that. I never see the sign outside anymore. Don't know if that lady passed away. Hopefully not. I know she wasn't well. That's all I'm going to say. Like a elaborate little book exchange thing. Put my nose down up these little stairs. Oh, no dog come out barking. Maybe different people live there. Oh. See a cubby house. Oh. Yeah, I don't like these stairs. They're a little bit too steep when you've already done 4.83 kilometres. Then you've got to walk up this. Oh. Yeah, it's probably steeper than it looks on video. Knees are cracking. Clicking or whatever. Oh, dead wasp or bee or something. You should better see that. There's your Ben Bunda and all those new flats, apartments, wherever they are, units. Part of the Endeavour Foundation, the Ben Bunda, the first building, the white one. When that started to get built and stuff next to it, I was hoping Ben Bunda was getting more funding and